Welcome to my life. My name is Aziza. I'm an artist, alchemist, and this is my studio flow. In today's session, it's going to be a little bit different because in today's studio flow, I'm going to answer some questions, some Q&A energy. While I'm working on my piece, you can just like hop in, ask your questions, whatever interests you, like literally whatever. I think by this point you've been following my journey and probably have some questions, and today I'm here to answer them. All right, why don't we go ahead and get started? Um, Today's flow, I want to be open-minded. In today's flow, I want to just like flow with the way I'm just like doing the art, and also like throat chakra flow. Just let it flow, let it go, and talk with you for whatever questions you have. So I'm opening the conversation chat. You're welcome to start um, texting, writing, asking any questions. All right, the way I'm going to approach this session is just before we just deep dive into it. Today I'm working on this piece, This one I cut pre-prepared. These are basically stickers, and I'm going to be taking out each sticker and like cutting it in the glass. So this way, every single tile like connected. This way, every single tile is like, works with each other and fits perfectly. Because in Islamic art, it's really important that things align. Otherwise, it's like if something is like off, everything is gonna go off. So it's really crucial that you do it like line to line, so it perfectly matches everything that's happening within the composition. Yeah, it's really easy to mess it up, so that's why I prepared these stickers. To make sure they match everything perfectly. Welcome to my studio. You guys have questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. In today's session, I'm going to be flowing, cutting the glass, at the same time answering your questions. Right, let me just wear my glasses because safety is important. Priority. Let's go. By the way, can you guys hear how's the sound? I hope it's okay. Oh, thank you. Let me just move it closer because I'm realizing my vision is not as strong. So let's go. So I could read what you're writing. All right, thank you. All right. Just gonna go ahead and start cutting the glass. I just want to make sure you can see everything what's happening. Here you go. Yes, I think you can see it here. Yes, if you do it like this, or maybe like this, so you can see it. Okay, I think this is like more better. Let's work with that. Perfect. I just want to make sure you can see the progress here. All right, the way I like to do it is just like go with the numbers, and there are 102 shapes in this composition, and I'd like to just go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and just like go, and it sort of like creates the flow. Once you start cutting one glass and it's just like 2, 3, 4, 5, it like builds on each other and it's like unfolds so beautifully. So let's go with the number one. Perfect. And I just take them out like this and put it on my glass. And whenever I put on the glass, I make sure I align it. I don't know if you can see that, of course. Here we go. I align it on one side so I don't have to cut it. It's already pre-cut, you know. And I put it on. Next, I take my scoring pen and just score it. Boom. And boom. Let's go. All right, you see, and once, and now here we have it. First shape of the composition. What I like to do is, to put, all right, I'm just gonna put it here because kind of pre-prepared it, so it's kind of filling out the composition. Let's go. Put it back. This is gonna be my first stage. On the second stage, I'm gonna actually grind it, make sure it's perfectly within the lines, because the way I cut it, it's like goes out of the lines. And in the second session, I'm gonna be making sure all the edges are good to go. All right, and we go number two, shape number two. Let's go. All right. Okay. So I'm trying this type of life for the first time. And I was just wondering, how is it to be with you just like this, as if we are talking on the phone? Because I do this a lot with my mom. I just like turn on and, she watches me, how I'm building my artwork, and we just talk and have these conversations. And the other day I had this idea. I was like, I can do that, with my audience. Have this like deeper connection where I'm building the artwork with you. It's like, it felt like, whoa, such a great idea. And so today I'm making it. So I'm happy you're here in my studio, being part of it. All right. So, do you have any questions? Anything you want to talk about, or any themes that you want me to talk about? I'm happy to answer them today. Was it hard to cut? Like, okay, it's really loaded question because, I mean, it's not really, you know, I feel like by this point, I've been cutting it a lot, and so it like when I cut it, it cuts easily. But when I started, that was intense. When I just started, it was like the glass was like breaking all the time, and I couldn't understand what's happening. I thought that I was doing such a bad job, but with the practice, it cuts effortlessly right now. Yeah, I feel like the practice made it easier for me, that's for sure. But when you first like starts it, it's like it's really complicated. It's like, why, how is it? It's like I couldn't realize like I should be like pressing it in a specific way, like, you know I couldn't figure out the um, level of like strength I should be cutting it. But in glass cutting, I realized it's not about strength. It's like you shouldn't be like forcing it. It like actually like when you cut it right, like score it right, it all like comes out beautifully. You see, I didn't score this one right. Let's go, and that's okay. If you break glass, it's part of the process. It's like you start again. That's why I have the stickers. Stickers are the best because like you just put them on, and if the glass broke, you just put it back, like you stick it back, and you keep going. So breaking glass is part of the process. Don't be afraid to break. As in alchemy, like breaking, destruction is part of creation. It's like one doesn't go without the other. Whoa, you see, I scored it, and then it kind of like breaks itself beautifully. Boom, 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 it's ready. All right, how okay, we are how this thing works, like, okay, of course I can show you the cutting board. All right, I think that should be better view. Okay. Ooh. Can you guys, is it better? Okay, I'm gonna do it like this probably. Hold on. That should be better. I think, yes. Let me demonstrate you how this all is going. So I take my sticker, and just like take a shape. All right. Oh my God. Here we go. Take a sticker. And then I sort of take a piece of glass, and then hold on, let me like zoom in. How about that? Beautiful. I didn't know I could do that on my phone. Let's go. Can you hear me, by the way? Oh man, I could be like messing up with the sound. Can you hear me? Do. Someone answer if you can hear me. I just want to make sure. All right, here we go. I just put it on the glass. All right, and then I take my skewer, and then I sort of like, hold on. Can you see? Okay, here you go. I take it from the edge and make sure it aligns, and then like I sort of boom, confidently score it. Boom. Let's go. Like the key here is not to stop in midway. You just start it and you gotta finish it. You know? And when you do that way, it makes sure that like it scores beautifully. Boom. You see, it's so easily. It comes out so easily. because the way I scored it. Let's go. I want to show this to you. Wow. Yes. And then, wow. You see? When you score it like, just breaks so beautifully. And now it's done. All right. And now once it's done, I just put it in my, um, you know, it's like puzzle. It's like by the end of it, you complete the puzzle. It's so beautiful. I like it. It's so satisfying. It's like the peak of satisfaction. When I cut all the glass, is let's go. And it like lines up beautifully, like, and it like, stacks up. It's like completing the puzzle, completing the artwork, and just completing the single flow. And it's just like so good. Okay, let's go. The okay. So the other question is like how thin it works. I mean, you can score any glass, and any glass will like cut and break, because that's how the glass works. It's just like it's enough just to have one single score, and no matter the thickness of the glass, it will break, unless it's like unbreakable glass, I don't know, like that they do specifically to against bullets and everything. But any thickness of the glass can be like scored. It's just like one line is enough to break it, you know. It's crazy how glass works. Let's go. Oh. Let's go. This one is not as perfect, but it's okay. I'm gonna grind the edges on the second session. We are moving to number 5. Number 5, let's go. All right. Number 5. All right, maybe you guys want to like see what's happening. Let me like do it in a way so you could actually see the realms of the work that's happening over here. All right, I'm just gonna I feel like reverse it so you could see it like this. Perfect. All right, I think that's better, I think in this way you can see what's up. All right, keep asking questions. What material gave it gold colors? Mirror paint, copper, EDC, or backing? That's a really good question. I have no idea. I have no idea. I only know that it was really hard to find this glass. Like, I looked everywhere. And for some reason, there is like a shortage of the gold glass in the world, which was really weird. Is it really hard to make a golden glass? I'm not sure, but I was able to find this golden glass through an Etsy seller, you know, through a single seller that had in storage golden glass. But yeah, it was like really weird experience. I thought it was like easy to find the golden glass, but apparently it's not. Apparently the world is in shortage of the golden glass. Yes, I don't know what they do with it. They probably, the way I can like, the way I can explain it, I could just like look at it. It's just glass, right? And underneath it, behind it, it's probably like the coloring of it, you know, and that's what create the this golden effect. I'm not sure. Do you guys know what's up? Leave it in the comments. Um, Number 6, let's go. Wow. Mm-hmm. Very good. Great. Oh, it's already like started like breaking, you see? Let's go. You know, at this stage, um, here you go. Super cute. And we are moving to number 7. All right. It's a very tedious job, but you know, I enjoy it. You know, every time I break glass and it breaks beautifully and the way I want it, it's just like so good. It's just like something within my heart starts singing. Let's go, you see? And the key here is make sure you like start and finish. It's like gotta like finish, gotta like make sure it scores a line the whole entire thing. Yes, let's go. Break it. You see? And when I have the entire shape, I'm like, whoa, this is so nice. It makes me happy, you know? And then I go and fill in my puzzle. Makes me even more happier. Yes. Hello. So it's not backing, it's dyed glass. Look carefully, it's different glowing on backing. Oh, for sure, it's dyed glass. Okay. Is it really? Is it really dyed glass? I'm not sure. You see, it looks like a glass. It looks like a transparent glass, and it looks like, I don't know. And I feel like it's underneath what's making it gold. Or is it dyed glass? I'm not sure how they make golden glass. Whoa. All right. So the next one is number 8. Let's go. All right. Boom. Show the broken part so we can see its actual colors. Of course, the broken part. What do you mean by broken part? Is it like, is it what you mean? Look, you see, it looks transparent when you look it from this angle. Yes. So I assume it's just glass, you know, and what's underneath making it gold. I'm making it gold because I am gold. Damn. Oh, you guys. You know, this whole entire fear alchemy journey is like turning lead into gold and seeing my, myself in each glass I cut. It's just like so symbolic, you know. It's just like I see myself in these pieces of the glass, and every time I cut it, it's just like cutting part of me, you know. That's how it feels like. Let's go. All right. Cutting part of me, not in a like bad sense, but in a like, you know, shaping, making art type of sense, you know. Let's go. Number 9. Woohoo. What is the next question? Show the broken parts. Okay, that already I answered that. Yes. What is that? They were so it is, yes, you're right, and that's why they were expensive. It's like copper and even gold. Well, they mix it. They miss it. And I'm not gonna read the last because like, you know. I don't know how I feel about swearing on my channel, you know. It's like in my daily life, I swear like here and there, you know, and here on YouTube, I think I want to keep it PG. But at the same time, like I feel like that could be like, I don't know, like let's keep it PG. I feel like let's go PG-13. But I feel like my content is not for PG-13. You know what I mean? But it could be. I don't know. I'm still figuring out my audience. This didn't work. I'm still figuring out my audience. I'm still like um, building my community. You know, drop in the comments how old you are. You know, I wonder. I wonder who watches my videos. I wonder who resonates with my content, with my art. Hmm. Perfect. Boom. Ready. Now I'm like realizing it's really nice to like sort of have several stickers and just have them in different like glasses, so I don't have to like carry it here and there all the time. So I'm gonna put it here. And I'm gonna put this one here. Perfect. Now we have 3 ready pieces. All right. Perfection. Let's go. Boom. 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 Wow, this one cuts so beautifully, you see? Edge to edge. I love when that happens. Next. How about I zoom that? Yes. Let's go. Yes. Beautiful. Let's go. Boom. Beautiful. Beautiful. This one also cut so beautifully. All right, I'm finishing up the star, the sun, the central piece of the composition. Boom. Nice. Nice. You know, like I realized in my process, I really enjoy, like, words of affirmation, words of being like so supportive, being like, you scored it beautifully, just like recognizing that and be like, oh, girl, good job. Look at you. You scored it so beautifully. Now we have, and it's like just like so encouraging yourself throughout your whole entire process, And now look at the puzzle. hmm We have the central piece. Now I'm gonna build the outer layer. Um, yes, I kind of want to make sure you can see that. So let's do it like this. How about that? Or hold on. Let's do it like this. Whoa, it's like my POV. Mm, is okay. Okay, okay, okay. All right. Wow, yes, I think this is it. I think I found it. I think I've discovered it. The angle. Yes, this is it. So you can see it so that I could just create and see what you guys are saying. Let's go. All right. So the next layers would be 13, 14, 15, 16, and so forth. All right, keep dropping your questions. I feel today like in really good mood. You know what I mean? I feel in the mood of chatting. I feel in the mood of like um, conversation, exploring some topics, exploring some questions. Here we go. 13. Exploring some, you know, I don't know. It could be anything. All right, let's go. Boom. Boom. Oh, wow, 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 wow. I'm just realizing I shouldn't be cutting on top of my... I'm just going to move this right here. All right. Beautiful. Beautiful. 13. Let's do 14. All right. So, Okay, make sure it's aligned. What's your favorite zodiac sign? Can be your own. That's a really good question. Okay, so I'm a Capricorn and I have 5 planets in Capricorn. And I know truly, deeply, spiritually, existentially what it means to be a Capricorn. And um, and so obviously it's Capricorn, but if I don't have to say it's Capricorn, hold on. That's a really good question. If it's not a Capricorn, then who? Hmm. Honestly, I feel like I like every sign for their own reasons. Um, like, I feel like I resonate with earth signs a lot. Oh, you see it. We should do it again. I feel like I resonate with earth signs a lot because, we understand what it means to be an earth sign. But lately, I've been really enjoying air signs. Um, Air signs, Gemini. I know that lots of people hate on Geminis, but I really enjoy friendships of Geminis. Like my husband is a Gemini, and I have um, other friends that are Gemini. It's just like at first, I wouldn't understand how it is, but then I realized I can actually, because earth and air are the opposites, right? Opposites of each other elementally. And so like I think air really like challenges my thinking, because I have my own like earth structured way of thinking and looking in the world. And but sometimes like Gemini is coming into my life and challenge my way of thinking, because it's so opposite of mine. And I feel like that's why I really love talking to Josh, my husband. He always challenges my way of thinking, and it's like always so refreshing. But apart from the air signs, the Geminis, obviously my favorite is the water signs, because um, water signs, I feel like earth and water signs are really like when they go together, it's like so beautiful, because they nurture each other. That's how it is with my best friend, bestie, Mert. He's a water sign, he's a Cancer baby, you know. And, our friendship is like so nurturing. And he's here in the chat actually. Suzumazu, hi, bestie. Thank you for being here. Yeah, thank you for always supporting me. It's so nice that you joined my life today. I'm gonna cry right now. Ah, yeah. It's so nice that you joined my life today. It's just like, I really appreciate your support. And I love you. And I love that our relationship is like so beautiful like this, where we like support each other and nurture each other. Oh my god. Yeah, it's like the elements, how water like uh, and earth, when they come together, um, it's like the uh, ground that has been nurtured, and then, like when those two together, it's just like so beautiful. So many things grow when these two signs come together. Okay, so this one definitely um I'm crying too. Like I didn't mean to make this live like so emotional, but it's going that way. So let's embrace it. Let's be, let's cry for our friendship because like our friendship is so beautiful, and I'm such a lucky girl to have you as my friend. You know, you're one of the joys of my life, and so I'm so grateful that you exist. Okay. All right. So where was? Let's go. Here you go. Beautiful. Let's go. Okay. Beautiful. You see, you can see the scoring. You can already tell it's gonna cut so beautifully because scoring is there. Scoring is scored. And so you got the points because you scored so good. Let's go. You see? Boom. Okay. Boom. All right. And boom. It's like poetry. Nice. Let's go. 15. Okay, next one would be 16. Yes. Ah, all right. Boom. Yes. All right. There was another question. Here you go. There was another question. It's um, your comment about most people hating on Gemini and Capricorns as well as Scorpios. Yes, I know. I don't feel like you know anyone ever like hated me. I don't know. Maybe scared of me, but not hate me. I don't know. I feel like Capricorns can come out like as really intense because we have our own way of like thinking and operating, and we might be really blunt with our expression, and that bluntness you know can make people uncomfortable. Yes, can make people really uncomfortable, but that bluntness typically doesn't come from like the source of hate. It typically comes from the source of like you know um telling the reality. Yes, if you know what I mean. Yeah. I love you. Before you, Capricorn was my last favorite, with Aquarius sharing last places. And honestly, your sign shares first with Scorpio. Haha. And actually, we are the opposites, but opposites fuel each other. I agree with that. I agree. Opposites are like always, I feel like opposites exist for a reason. It's like, you know, good old good old yin and yang, you know? It's like white and black. They exist uh, to show the depth of each other. Without each other, there wouldn't be understanding of white or black, you know? And so opposites are there for a reason. Life and death. I feel like it's a great opposite like that too. Let's go. Yes, I feel like that's why, I don't know, relationships that are like completely opposite than me, right? Like my husband, my partner, right? He's a Gemini. Elementally, he's my opposite. And on the zodiac sign, my opposite is my best friend. Cancer and Capricorns are an opposite of each other. Um, in the horoscope. Yes. Let's go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Mm-hmm. Yes, just like fire and air enhances each other, there is actually no connection with Gemini and Capricorn and Cancer and Sagittarius, but you know those no connections means you do own with each. I don't think I understand that. What do you mean? Yes, we literally become it. All right, here we go. Number 18. And the puzzle is keep growing. The puzzle is keep going with our conversation. You know, I think it's a really interesting way of creating. It's like inviting you into my creation process, inviting you in the moment and just talking with you, flowing with you. I think that's really neat. I think that's like being in the moment, you know? I think that's like being in the flow of the moment. I just like find this moment really beautiful. Let's go. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Now let's try to score like two at once. Why I don't have to like score always 1-1? Let's go. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Because yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Beautiful. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's okay, you know. On the second stage, I'm gonna be grinding this. Ah, man, ah, oh my god, it literally scared me. Hold on. Yeah, on the second stage, I'll be cleaning up the edges and grinding them. But for now, it's good. Let's just flowing. Let's not be really, uh, you know, perfectionist here. Let's go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's go. 20. You see, the star is building, the star is growing. All right. Next one would be 21. Perfect. All right. Okay, elementally, the question in the chat. Elementally, your opposite again. Baby, water, not air. Air's opposite is fire. Really? For each earth, there is an opposite water, just like the example I get along with science. Sometimes just like you love Gemini. Whoa, that was really complicated. Is it really? Like, you remember the Avatar Aang, in the elements, the opposite of air was earth. The most hardest for the Avatar Aang to learn was earth. I mean, obviously it was fire, but it was earth because he didn't understand the logic of it because they were so opposite. Air, you kind of like fly in the air, you are like in the air. But with earth, it's like you're grounded. It's different energy. They're opposites, like elementally. By zodiac sign, Capricorn and Cancer are opposites. I feel like zodiac sign and the elemental signs are a little bit different. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I meant. But yeah, in like the zodiac sign, the opposite of the Capricorn is the Cancer. You know? All right. Whoa, 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 whoa. Beautiful. Ah, this one cut so beautifully. You see, edge to edge to edge. This just makes me so happy. Let's go. 2021. All right. Uh-huh. 22. Next number. All right. I need more glass. Let me get some new glass. All right. So we have some new glass. All right. All right. Okay. I think I like to work with a little bit smaller glasses, so it's easy to manage it. So it's gonna be beautiful cut right now. I love just like scoring like and just going for it. Beautiful. Mm-hmm. Perfect. Let's get you zoomed in. Right here. Right now. Boom. Yes. Mm. Didn't feel comfortable about this score. Let's go. Oh wow. What happened? Why? Okay. It's okay. It's part of the process. Breaking is part of the process. I just keep moving, keep scoring, keep doing, you know. Yes. Just accept it as it is, accept it as part of the process, and keep flowing and keep going. Hmm. We see, like, I scored really far. Let's try again. Let's try again. All right. Good. That was a really close score. Good. Wonderful. That looks good. I can already tell it's gonna be a beautiful cut. Beautiful. Beautiful. Marvelous. Oh no, that wasn't that wasn't beautiful at all. It broke at the end. So let's try again. That was so funny. Okay, not that this thing opposite is great. No man, trust me. I'm doing this since 10 and is Cancer because your element's opposition is water, which is why Earthbender avatars like Kyoshi mastered. What? What? What do you mean? All right, let's go. Let's put several together. Let's just running through this. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's go. Let's try 3 right now. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is a challenge, but let's go. Let's flow. All right. The key here is gonna start. Okay. Here. I like to start. Hold on. Let's go. Wow. It's just like. Perfect. All right. That should be good. Perfect. All right, let's go. This one. All right. Beautiful. So, the way I'm gonna approach it is one by one. Let's go. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful. Nice. It all worked out. 21, 22, 23, 24. Oh no. Okay, well, this one didn't work. Beautiful. 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 This one worked out. Let's remake this one. Aang actually had problems with water as much as earth. It's not that they were opposites. No connection means harder understanding. He couldn't master water even if it's okay. Well, that's not true because in Aang, he was understanding water really well. He was actually really like proficient at it from the beginning. That's what made Katara really mad because he was picking it up really quick, you know. When it took for her years to learn to master, she just showed him and he just like understood it and started making the water bending, you know. So water bending came naturally to him. $25. 24. Oh, we finished the circle, as you can see. We finished the sun. Now we're gonna move to the outer layers. All right, so I'm gonna switch it like this to show my face. Ah, hold on. Here we go. Ah, here we go. Just gonna put it right here. All right. Okay. I think that should be good. Iced coffee. Just gonna move it right here. Move it. Yes. Beautiful. All right. Earth, my phone died. Haha, like Aang had most problems with Toph because she was tough and way upper level than Katara. Meanwhile, Katara got Master Water even after. Yeah. I mean, Katara got really strong too. Like if you remember, Katara got like really, really strong with her blood bending and like beating up her master. Katara got really strong waterbender, but it took her time. But like I feel like with practice, she got really well. Yeah, that's what I mean. But Toph is trick teacher with, let's say, level 89. Meanwhile, Katara is like child, let's say 17. So that's why it's easier to get 17 for him because he's a way. A freaking yes, you know. Yes, totally agree. I think all the problems that Aang had were mental problems when it came to bending, but I feel like he was like a prolific bender from the get-go because it is natural to him. He's an avatar. But he had like this mental blockages towards fire, because he hurt Katara and he didn't want to use fire. And with I feel like with Toph it was like totally where it was like with Toph it was different story because with Toph I feel like he couldn't really get a grasp that like because you remember there was an episode where they were like you gotta stand your ground, you gotta be like assertive, like that's like very earth energy, right? But Aang's strategy before he met Toph, it was all about air. It was like avoiding the conflict, like avoiding the whatever comes to him. It's like flying away, like be doing this like air things, But Toph was like giving another concept of like you gotta be like assert, you gotta stand your ground, you gotta be like grounded to earth energy. And I think that was like a really different way of thinking, because when it comes to earth, it's like this solid energy, right? But when it comes to air, it's like it's up in the air. It's like they're totally different. They don't even connect. It's like earth is earth and air is air. It's always like this, up in the air. But water and earth, they connect because water goes deep down into the earth, you know? And uh, with that connection, the growth happens. That's why I mean water and earth are like really work well together, because water nurtures the earth, and then after its nurturement, the growth happens, you know, the growth happens. uh, but with the air and the earth, right, it's just like you know, it just doesn't go like the way that it water does. It's just different way of thinking, different way of like uh, navigating the world, you know. Elementally they're different. Yeah. Tangrism, yes, totally choky for tangrism. Yes. You're so funny. It is so funny that you mentioned that, because like, you know, Kyrgyz people, like Central Asian people, uh, before there is like Islam came to there, it was Tengrism. Um, it was very elemental, you know. It's like it's like believing in a different structure of the God, like believing that the God is like the uh, mhm, the sky itself, you know, the mountain, the sky. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I love that. Like, uh, so astrology, no, and even Tengrism, they aren't opposite. They're literally the same. It's like I totally can see that. Like, I love that. Like how different structures of beliefs, different structures of like understanding the world from different like parts of the world. It's like they come together, and at the end of the day, they tell the same story. You know, it could be different. Uh, where is that? All right, 25. Okay, let's start with this one. Okay. What was the thought? You know, I kind of lost the thought, and that's okay. Sometimes, you know, thoughts come and thoughts go. And this is the flow. This is the studio flow where, you know, the ideas come in, the flow comes in, and it takes you here. Whoa, this is gonna be beautiful. All right. Just gonna move everything. For us to, there is no color green in Turkic, despite having complicated colors. They saw earth green and sky blue as again kök rengi gök rengi. Aha, that's really cool. Kök rengi gök. That's really cool. it's really strange. Like it reminds me that does the all the Turkic people, they were Tengris, right? Like even like the Turkey. Yeşil in Kyrgyz. Jashil. We call Jashil. How do you call Yeşil in Kyrgyz? Is Jashil, Jashil. Yeşil, Jashil. So it's like, it has, it's totally similar roots, you know. Like I know for sure that we share the same family language. You know, we are Turkic people at the end of the day, you know. So I'm not surprised we share same words, same traditions, same way of understanding the world, and even like similar deities like Tengri, you know. It's like Turkish and Kyrgyz. Whenever I would like visit Turkey, Turkish men would always say like Kyrgyz and Turkish are like blood brothers. I'm like, whoa, that's intense. But then like, you know, once I realized what it means, I'm like, whoa, yeah, that really makes sense. That's like that. Yes. Sometimes when you write, you're right. I'm just gonna put it on. How about now? Can you hear me? All right. Perfect. Back again. And we are back in my studio. All right. All right, let's go. Mm-hmm. Can you hear it better? Crispy and 3D, more crispy and 3D. It's honestly so much crispy and 3D. ASMR kind of even, hahaha. That's really nice. I'm really happy to hear that because, like, you know, I don't have to worry about microphones and everything. If my sound picks it up really well like that, it makes me really happy. Perfect. Beautiful. All right. Coffee. Let's caffeinate it and let's be in the flow. You know, that's like my favorite thing to do is like getting caffeinated and just going for it. All right. So I thought it was orange juice. Yeah, it looks like an orange juice, but it's actually coffee. Yeah, it's really actually really nice. Let me show you. They didn't pay me for it, but I'm gonna share it with you regardless because it's so good. Caramel macchiato, Starbucks in a huge bottle, and like it's ice. And whenever I want it, I just drink it, and it's so good. You know, it comes in like huge bottle. You can put it in the fridge, store it. It's just so convenient. Works out really well. All right. All right. I know you had like questions about the flow, right? Like getting into the flow. Just do it like this so you could see me better. Perfect. When it comes to sense of flow, there were two things that helped me to unlock my throat chakra. You know, when I just started this YouTube journey, I was like really like pressing record and like, you know, and letting it go and then like recording again and again and again and again. The reason why I was like so tense like that, the reason why I'm really in my head, now when I like look back at it, I realize like I just didn't give myself a chance for a breathing room. I just didn't give myself opportunity for, you know, when you're talking, there could be like pauses when you think, when you reflect, and then you speak, like, you know, natural pauses. But because currently, you know how social media right now is like fast paced, it has to be like, you know, without any spaces for taking even a breath, you know, like boom 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 boom, everyone is trying to like fit it into 1 minute, you know, 1 minute content, short content, 15-second content. And of course, when you're trying to do that, like, you're not leaving a space for pauses, a space for reflection, a space for, you know, thinking, space for taking breath, you know. And like, and it's unrealistic expectations because like obviously when people do 15-second videos or 1-minute videos, you know, it's like they edit it out. They edit out all of the imperfections. They edit out all of the pauses. They edit out like everything and leave you with like 15 seconds of whatever they were going to say. And that's not natural. That's not natural. It's unrealistic expectations for like expressing yourself, expressing your voice, letting your voice flow. And the moment I realized, like, you know what, I'm just gonna record video. I'm just gonna start, I'm just gonna record, and I'm just gonna let it go. I'm not gonna like start and stop, you know, like every time I start and stop, like, you know, restart again, it like ruins my flow, you know. But the moment when I realized I can just press record and let it be, let my first words be, let my second word be, and then let my third and fourth and fifth, and afterwards everything is like a step by step. You take one step and then take another, and then third and fourth, and you just let yourself be, and you just let your words be, and you let the silences be, and you let your inhales and exhales be. You just like speak, and that's how I feel like I unlocked my throat chakra. With that realization, you're just like, I'm just gonna let it be. You know, I'm just gonna let it be the way it is. You know, I think, yeah, that was like a huge shift for me, letting it be. In whatever it is, you know, it's like, even if I stumble, even if I say the words differently or wrong, you know, because in the past, whenever I would like pronunciate words wrong, you know, because I have accent, obviously I'm not from USA, I'm not a local person in that sense, like I wasn't born here, and of course I don't have like perfect English, so to speak, right? But you know, I just allowed myself to be. Yes, I just allowed myself to be. Yeah, just I feel like that's the key. Allowing yourself to be, allowing your voice to be, allowing your silences to be, allowing your words to be, allowing your imperfection to be, and just show up and just press record and let go. And the way you are, it's already beautiful, you know. The way you are is enough for you to show up the way you are, you know. The way you are is enough to express yourself, you know. And so no need to, you know, record and just be perfectionist about what you say, how you say it, or like even like trying to read the script, you know. Like I think the beauty and the magic happens in the moment, you know, when you're trying to go off script, when you're trying to go off like prepared, pre-written script, you're putting yourself in like sort of like boundaries. You're putting yourself in the boundaries of like of your own expression, you know. But when you speak as you are right now, and you let yourself flow and you let yourself go, is like that moment is really beautiful, because in that moment your voice is like going and flowing, and your voice and your mind is synced, you know, they're synced. And you know, and when they're synced, this is the moment when everything comes from within, from your heart, from like the ether of your existence. Wow. Yes, that's how I feel. Like the moment I unblocked my, it wasn't like a moment, it was like a work in progress, you know. Obviously it wasn't like I realized this is it. No, like even when I realized it, I was like, I gotta embody it now, you know. Now I understand, now I gotta embody it. Now I don't, now I like, I don't just stop, I just go, you know. Now whenever I catch myself thinking, you know, but like, your voice is weird, like your accent is weird, you're making so many grammatical mistakes, you're not saying it right, like I just like stop and like, Aziza, you gotta stop, you gotta take a breath, and you gotta let yourself know is the way you are right now at this moment is enough to show up as you are, to speak your truth, to speak your wisdom, to speak from your heart. How you are, your voice is always enough. Yes. You don't need to rewrite what you say. You just gotta like show up, just, you know, start with your first step, first movements, first words, and then the next ones, they're just gonna follow you. They're just gonna unfold, you know, just the same way as like cutting the grass. Boom, 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 ready. And it's building the this whole puzzle, you know, and one after another, one step after another, the puzzle builds itself. Boom. All right, moving to the next number, 13. Yes. Okay. I just realized, like, you know, just how freeing it can be just to like express yourself the way it is. Like it can be like so you know, obviously scary, you know, like coming here and just like recording, you know, going to lives, but it also like really freeing, you know, really freeing, being in the moment, being right now, being this, experiencing this like connection, you know. It's like being embodied in the present moment, in the action of happening, instead of being here, instead of like, you know, overthinking and being like, okay, what if my lives are gonna like go bad, or what if like I say something stupid, what if it's not gonna work out, like, you know, all of this like thoughts that happen before you do the big leap, you know, before you do the thing. But I realized like the act of just like coming here, starting, just letting yourself be is like so cool, so precious. All right. Beautiful. So the puzzle is building up. My puzzle is unfolding. Meanwhile, you are more planned than I ever do. You literally teach me right now. Okay, you are more planned than I never do shit. Okay, you know, okay. That's like a really beautiful thing to bring out, because when it comes to like expressing yourself, like letting yourself flow like with your voice or with your artwork, with your creation process, it's like expressing yourself. Creation process has like a very, you know, it's in terms of energetics, like feminine and masculine energy, right? Like expressing, creating is like feminine energy. But uh, masculine energy is more like um building structures, you know, create. I feel like the um, purpose of the masculine is to serve the feminine. And so we as creative people, we want to be in the flow, we want to be like creating, we want to be expressing, you know, we want to be like speaking. But for us to do that, for us to do our job, for us to embody ourselves, for us to show up and like express, create and flow, like we need structures, you know, we need cauldrons that we create for ourselves, for us to flow freely and beautifully. And when the moment comes, when you're just like creating and being in the flow, right, like without using your masculine energy, is you are just it can get really chaotic, you know, because like without the structure, it can get really chaotic because you know, I feel like for the creative process, for the creation, there should be like processes of supporting of that processes, like supporting of that expression. For your flow to flow, like I feel like you need structure. It's like having specific days to do your artworks, you know, having specific hours to do your artworks, having that moment to do your artworks. That's a way of structure, you know. And also you say like you don't do structure, but I feel like having no structure is a structure of itself, you know. And so I feel like you are just saying that you can't really build the structures, but actually you are consistent in not having a structure. So you know how to do structure, you know, like one repeated pattern of over the time is a structure, you know, even though that structure is not structure, it's still a structure. And so you already can do that, you know, you can dedicate yourself to be without the structure. That only means that you can also build yourself structures, you know, because you're already doing it. And so building yourself structures could be easy. Start small, like have specific hours of opportunities to do your art, you know, have these windows of opportunities to do the art. Maybe it's the first thing of the day you do it, maybe it's the last thing in the day you do it, you know. And over the time it becomes your structure of doing it consistently, and it starts building up. And yeah, that's like your supporting yourself to do your art. That's like you are making sure you have that window of opportunity to do your art, you know. And that's very structural, you know, because it's easy to get into the mindset of like, you know, like I want to do it when I feel it, you know, because when I feel inspired, that's the trap we all artists get into. You know, like I want to be creating only when I'm inspired, you know, I don't want to create right now, you know. And then it starts repeating and you just like stop creating. But when you put specific days, for instance, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, first thing in the day I do art, you know, even when you don't feel ready for it, even when you would feel like I don't want to do it, I don't feel like doing it, but you have this opportunity, this window, this moment that you scheduled yourself to be in the studio, you know, to be here, to do it. And you just start doing it, and you know, one thing after another, you feel in the mood of doing it because you have this window of opportunity for doing it. Yes, that's why I love, you know, designing, curating my day towards, you know, being in the studio, showing up, just be here, even if I don't want to be here. Have this window to express, to create, to connect. Yes, beautiful. All right. Okay, this is the way it looks like when I'm like scoring it. Wait a second. It's really hard for me to show it without like looking at it, you know. Let's go. Thank you. So that's also structure. Thank you. Yes, not having a structure is also a structure, you know. It's like, yeah, so you know it, you're practicing it, so you can also build structure for yourself, for your art, structure to do your art. Yes, start like, you know, first, like I would recommend like not trying to like reinvent the whole entire wheel, you know. Start with a single place, you know. It's like habits. It's like getting into habit of, you know, showing up, just like coming to your studio and like analyze your day. Where in the day most logical to put this window of opportunity for doing art? You know, is it before you go to work? You know, wake up earlier, 2 hours earlier. Or is it before you go to sleep? You know, or is it like during weekends? Even if you do it once a week, but you do it repeatedly over the course of times, it's structure, you know. Implementing one day in a week, it's structure already, you know. And having that window to do the thing, you know, having that opportunity to just play around, to explore, to flow, you know. And one thing after another, things are gonna start being unfolding. You're gonna, you know, get better at what you're doing, just like I am with cutting the glass. Every time I cut the glass cuts easier. The glass cuts effortless, more effortless. But when I just started it, the glass was like shattering everywhere. I couldn't understand what was happening. But, you know, every time I was repeating, I got hang of it. I understood this logic, and I got into like this playful energy. I got into this moment of like, you know, it's hard to say it in English, but in Russian it's azart. Azart is like a state of you know, state of play, but in a gambling way, you know, like you're like, you know, you're like, you want to do it playfully, you know. Yeah. All right. Yeah, Yeah. Another thing that like helped me to like truly unlock my throat chakra was letting go of the script. You know, before I would like write up scripts for every video, you know, and then try to like memorize the script and then like follow the script and like try to be within the script. But I realized that was like limiting me, you know, limiting me. And I felt like I couldn't like really express what I wanted. I felt like being like, you know, like I couldn't like go beyond the script, you know. That's why I was like really tense. That's why I couldn't like, you know, be in the flow. How are you gonna be in the flow when you're in the script? I mean, I feel like you can get in the flow if it's like acting, you know. But like when it's like expressing, being in the moment, it's like it's really tough to do that with the script. And so like I ditched the script. And when I ditched the script, I was like, whoa. At first it's like, whoa, what am I gonna say? At first it's like you don't know what you're gonna say. At first you're like a little bit, oh my god, I don't know what to say, you know. Because suddenly there is no boundaries, suddenly there is no script, suddenly there is like the doors open, you know. Your boundaries just disappear because there is no script, and you're just like standing there and you're like a little bit panicked, a little bit shocked, be like, oh, I don't know what to say, you know. But you know, the moment of overcoming it is just like taking a deep breath in and out, and just say a first word, and then the next one follows. Yes. Yes, just like with art. Do your first step, and then the next one is follows. And you are building your tapestry, your artwork, your world. Perfect. All right. Perfect. Let's glow. What did I say? Let's glow? Yes, let's glow. Let's glow. Because this season, Citronitis season, is about the sun. And what does the sun does? It glows. So in Martian astrology, we put water and earth as emotional side, and air and earth, it's like both water and the fire has no connections, but they are more extra, like earth and air are cool, logical, bacım canım. You're so funny. Yeah. So then the water and the fire are emotional. Really? I mean, I can see that. I can see that. I can see that. All right. No, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm gonna call it good, and I'm gonna finish this, and I'm gonna keep building. Logical, bacım canım. Yeah. I don't know, like I'm pretty, I mean, I have 5 planets and like what? I have 5 planets in Capricorn, and you know, but I'm like deeply emotional. It's crazy. It's like, you know, it's like supposed to be like earth sign, right? Like it's supposed to be like, but I'm deeply emotional. I'm even getting emotional right now as we speak. Yes. You rule the dark signs, kind of. No rule, but your center, like I am. V Papa and Mama. It's not official, and okay, that's cute. Literally yin and yang of astrology, darkest and brightest. That's nice. Who's the dark then? Is it like Capricorn or Cancer? Yeah. Let's go. Boom. Boom. Clap. Na, 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 na. Nice. Nice. Perfect. Yes. I feel like that's why, because we are yin and yang of the astrology, we like, you know, can see each other's depth. It's like, that's why you see me and I see you, because we are opposites, and opposites there to show each other's depth, to show each other's intensity, to complement, to show each other's beauty and differentiality. And it comes from the deeply same values. For us it's trust, for Gemini and Sagittarius is expressionism. All right. All right. Okay, okay. Oh, shit. All right. It's 1. We were at 1. That was crazy. That was lots of timing over here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hmm. Perfect. No. No. Beautiful. Beautiful. I can see that. And trust comes for us first, so we click the best amongst opposites. For Leo and Aquarius, the opposition is still a good angle, but sadly, practically, they really hate each other. The worst of opposites. I mean, the opposites, you know, the opposites could attract, they could also repel, you know. That's how I see it. You either can embrace your difference and be like, you're different than me. That's why I love you. That's why I appreciate you. Or you could be like, you're different than me. That's why I don't understand you. That's why I'm scared of you. That's why I hate you. You know? It's like, you either embrace your difference or you repel it. You're like, whoa, this is way different than me. I hate that. I don't like that. You know? I think like that's why, you know, racism happens, because we recognize how different people are, and you see something scary in the difference. But I feel like overcome that, you want to be like looking at the difference, recognizing it, and, you know, transmuting the initial fear that happens within you, just being like, ah, it's different. But that moment when you feel scared for your difference, you could take that moment and transmute it. You know, that scaredness, be like, oh, it's different than me. You know, and like transmuting it and being like, transmuting it into even curiosity, you know? Why is it different than me? When you already start putting in the curiosity, you're like, whoa, that's different. Why is it different? And then you start learning about the culture, the person, and that difference, you starting realizing, understanding it, and just like appreciating it, you know? Appreciating your difference, appreciating the opposite sides of yours. It's like with the sphere alchemy journey, in alchemy, there is a stage. If you talk about the stages, the way I understood it is like, you first go through death, you know, where you witness your fear, and that moment, the death happens of you. You are sitting with your fear, you're realizing your fear, and then at that moment, when you choose to transmute it, choose different scenario, choose, transmute it, and like transform your fear into something else, that moment of you is like the old version of you dies, and the new one emerges, because your dark side, you know, that is fearful, that is scared, came together with your light side, the golden side, the side that is like curious, that is loving, understanding, and like feelings, you know. Both of them come together, and like in them coming together, facing each other, that's why it's like this, you guys, facing each other, understanding the depth of your darkness, understanding the depth of your golden self, and them coming together and like creating new version of you, you know. You see your darkness, you see your fear, it's not something that's like, whoa, I gotta get rid of it, you know. No. When you try to like escape from it, get rid of your fear, it's actually gonna start chasing you. And in this game, you don't want to like let fear chase you. When fear comes through, you want to be standing there and then just like sitting there, looking your fear in the eye and being like, I see you, I acknowledge you, let's choose better, let's choose different, let's transmute it, you know. So transmuting your fear into bravery, transmuting your fear into love, transmuting your fear into like even the abundance, you know, being like, it's like phoenix rising, you know. That's when like, that's where like the expression, take the fear, transmute it, the old version of you dies, and the new one emerges in flames, and you're just like, it's beautiful, beautiful. You let it fuel you, and you let it transmute you, you let it change you. Nice. Whoa. Yeah, I feel like that's how my fear alchemy journey started, actually, you know. I was kind of like, on. I lost my train of thoughts. That's okay. That's all right. Sometimes thoughts come, sometimes thoughts go. And if it's important, it will come back to me. You know? All right. Yeah. Yeah. With journey, like realizing that you don't need to be like, it taught me not to be like, how can I say, like attached to specific like anything, you know, not to be forceful. Like I think that's the part of like being in the flow, is like allowing thoughts come in and thoughts go, without being like, okay, I was gonna say something, and being like, no, it just come and go. That's okay, because it's flow, you know, and flow means to flow. You know, you don't need to like stumble and be weird about it. You just allow it, and if it matters, if it's important, it will come back. Have you realized we met when you were facing financial, and I lacked emotional? Like, what do you mean by that? Can you elaborate? Sir, really good, sir. Perfect. Okay. We represent meta, neon, meta, trust, and trust, but till around we met, we never kinda lacked what we've known for life, save each other with their needs. Interesting. Interesting. We might want to come back to that conversation, because I don't know what you mean. I just did thinking about how we represent trust. think like mm, mm, when it comes to trust, you know, like I trust, but I also like you know, observe. I observe and I see the patterns, you know, and looking at the patterns, I, you know, understand if I can trust a person, because through your actions, like I can understand, can I trust this person or can I not? And every time you showed me that I can trust you, you know, every time you showed me that you got my back. And I'm the person that reads patterns, you know, I'm literally, that's what I'm doing. I'm building a pattern right now. And throughout our friendship, throughout our whole history, you always showed me that I can trust you. Yes. Yes. And I'm the person who's like hard data, you know. Like, I'm about all the hard data. I'm all about the show me with your actions, and every time you showed me how much I can trust you. So exactly, mashallah for our friendship, you know. Mashallah. Nazar değmesin. Oh wow. Oh. You did to me too. Like I know that you got me my back. You got my back. I got you, of course. Of course. Of course I got you. I got your back. I got your front. I got your top and everything. Like I got you. Alright? I don't know. I got you, arkadaşım. You are in safe hands. You are protected. You are valued. You are cherished. And you are loved. I got you. You know, I gave it all to you. Yeah, that's why that's why I love like earth signs, you know. That's why I like being a Capricorn, because I give that stability, you know. It's like, if you are my person, I give that to you. You know, the stability, the I got you. If you are my person, I'll burn down everything for you, you know. Like Daenerys for her Melisandre, you know, for her bestie. She burned the 7 kingdoms. you know. Everyone like kind of like judged her for it, you know. Oh my god, she got mad. But like I felt that. I felt that when Cersei took head of Melisandre, okay, and Daenerys, and Melisandre was like Dracarys, and Daenerys understood it. She was like, I got you, girl. I got you. She understood the message. She understood, you like burn everything to the ground. And she did it for her best friend. And I was like, yes, I would do the same for my bestie, you know? And everyone started like judging Daenerys for burning everything to the ground because they killed her bestie. I'm like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But people were like judging Daenerys. I'm like, no, girl. You know? Yeah. I felt Daenerys so deeply, like when she did that. I was like, whoa. The crash out is valid, you know? Oh my god. Oh. Yeah. They did so dirty, Daenerys. Oh my god. Yes. Oh, my poor baby Daenerys, my queen. All right, we are moving, and the puzzle is keep building, keep glowing, keep flowing. So let's keep doing that. All right. Yes. And that's what I wanted, like, yeah, I know. That's like, it could sound intense, but like, you know, yeah, I have such big mama energy, like, you know, the bear mama energy. Like, I'm so protective of my people. Let's do it like this. Perfect. Okay, Aziza, I will take my mom to hospital. No rush at all, but I might fall asleep. That's okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's all right. Don't you worry. Go to sleep. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, go take a sleep. Go have a nice sleep. I'm just gonna keep working on my art piece. You know, and if you decide to come back, I'll be here, just flowing, just going. But if you need to go to sleep, of course, go to sleep. I learned that you don't need protection. That's an interesting statement. Why do you say so? Why don't you think I don't need protection? You know? And you might tell me when you need. Okay. Sounds good. Like I got info a fight with people in Ankara too. They were kids. You told me they are just kids, and I don't care when people talk to me. But also, for sure, I was almost kicked out of Kent Park. Well, back in the day, you know. Yes, I remember the moments. I remember. Yeah, I remember it. Yeah. No, it was really nice that you stood up for me, you know. I said that I don't need protection, but it was really nice. It felt really nice. So thank you for standing up for me. Thank you for speaking up for me, you know. Yeah. I think it's nice that you stood up for me. You know, it just showed me that you got me, you know, you got my back. You won't let anyone shit talk me, you know. You won't let anyone to insult me. And that was like, whoa. You know. That was really nice. So I really appreciate you. Yeah. Thank you for standing up for me. Yeah, I think like that's like a testament, you know, of the friendship. Because what do you mean when someone is insulting my best friend? What do you mean when someone is like, you know, being disrespectful towards my best friends? You know, of course I'm gonna stand up. Of course I'm gonna protect my friend, you know. That's what you did for me, and I really appreciate that. You know. You're so funny. You're so funny. All right. I now try and meditate, but I guess people think that I'm a natural, that I go so rude. What? I mean, what do you mean natural? Like you're not gay, or natural like? What do you mean? I believe that I'm calm, just very something instead. What? It's like doing fights, or like I don't stand back because I don't throw head to people because they touch my friend. Mm. Mm. Boom. Ah. Well, interesting. Beautiful. Makes things worse so far. No physical damage, no broken ribs. They are finally not hurting at all. And I received since I changed methods exactly 0 damage. That's nice. Yes, you don't have to hurt yourself, you know, to feel alive. You can just be just enjoying your life, being healthy, you know, being content. Yeah. Like in the past, I felt like for me to feel alive, I have to be like feeling all sorts of emotions, all sorts of like, you know, otherwise I don't feel alive. No. I realized actually like regulated nervous system. This is what makes me feel alive. You know what I mean? My regulated emotional states, psychological states, physical states is actually what makes me feel alive, you know? And so, no, I don't think you don't need to hurt yourself to feel alive. Yeah, like also when people are like more regulated, have their emotions together, you know, have their emotional state together, like you're right, like you don't have to like run and like towards the opponents and be like, ah, you know. No, actually, like when you are calm and content and put together, you know, this is when you like your presence demands respect, you know, because when people just like, if you notice in the streets, they just like yell, you know, yell. By trying to yelling, you will never be able to like get to the point, get to the core of the people, you know, try like communicate, right? But when you are put together, when you're like content, you evoke strength, you evoke the presence. And when actually you're like speaking from the space of like, you know, not yelling but talking calmly, people are gonna be like, okay, what is he trying to say? And they try to like you know, listen to you more, rather than when you try to like, you know, yell through your lungs. I feel like, you know what? I feel like the reason why we yell, why we try to like raise our voices, right, is because we feel like unheard. We feel like people don't hear us, can't hear us, and that's why we feel like we gotta like raise our voice than our normal to be able to be heard, right? But when you actually do that, when you actually raise your voice, it actually does the opposite that you're trying to do. People will never hear you when you try to like yell or raise your voice. Yeah, so it works like that. Strange, I know, but yeah. And I feel like we don't want to put ourselves in a situation where we have to like exert ourselves like that, you know, like it gives like it gives like the energy of like trying to be heard, trying to be like, listen to me, like, you know. But I feel like when we are in the space when people are not listening, are not ready to listen to us, like we don't want to be in that space, you know. The fuck, like, why should be in a space where I'm feeling like I need to raise my voice, you know? Why I should be in a space where I'm feeling like I need to be like screaming, you know? If a person doesn't listen to me, why I'm there? Just leave that space, you know? And that's why I truly understand you. You're like leaving the space where you have to like scream and yell, where you have to be intense. No, like that space is not for you, sir. That next space is not like that's not your space where you have to exert yourself like that. Yeah. You understand, you belong in the space when people are like listening to you, you know. People are like give value to what you speak. People want to like you know, have a conversation with you. People are like where you're regulated, where you don't have to yell, like, you know. Yeah, I know, like yes, beautiful. Beautiful, wonderful. All right. Look, I'm always filling up with my stickers. I'm almost done, so bear with me. Yes, I love working with stickers because they kind of let me know my progress, you know, and I make sure that I have every single shape to create this piece. Yes. Looking good, thank you. Yeah, our like conversation made this happen, you know. It's interesting to create like this. To have a conversation with you and just like to flow like this, creating the piece and letting the piece unfold, happening it in real life. I feel so connected, you know. I feel like so in the moment. That's a beautiful feeling. And speaking about different subjects, speaking about like different topics while I'm doing it, it actually like helps me to explore some thoughts, explore some ideas. Explore and flow. All right, what we're doing here is like finishing up the last touches of the edges. Beautiful. Wonderful. Here we go. This one didn't work, so I'm gonna retry. Try again. I also feel connected and more that, you know, war is kind of again living on earth, we are kind of living again on earth on opposite sides, exactly, and it's so good. Oh yeah, do you think it's so good? I don't think that's so good. I want you to move in, to come to America, come visit me, live here, you know. But it's okay, it's nice, it's kind of like nice that we are on the opposite sides of the world, but we are so connected like this. Like you are so far from there, and I'm here sitting in my studio right now creating it, and you are, you know, interacting with it, asking me questions. We are having this beautiful conversation, and it's just like, you know, yes, it does make me feel connected. Yes, it does make me feel like, you know, we are here together creating it. So precious. Because typically the way I create the artworks, right, like I get like really deep down into my studio, really alone with myself, but like inviting you here in the process, inviting you here in the creation moment, it's like so special. It feels also like really vulnerable that this is happening, because like creation process for me is like something really personal, right? Creation process for me is like something that happens between me and the artwork, but having you here actually makes me feel vulnerable, makes me feel like I'm inviting you in my heart, you know, in my world. Yeah. And so if you have any questions, if you have any topics you want to explore, keep asking. Just below you is your mind, kind of little towards southern Ankara or Ocean Antalya is where you are. South Colorado, but we are close. We are Yes. I think the more we evolve, right, the more time passes, the more technology gets like, the more technology does technology things, right? The distance, I believe the distance won't matter. And today's session, today's live is a testament for that. You could be sitting on the other side of the world, and I'm here in my studio, and we are here together in the creation process, having this beautiful conversation and letting the process unfold, letting the process of the art flow, letting the flow of the mind come in. And it's just like this beautiful moment where we are just in the moment. All right. Okay. That's why I really enjoy making lives. It makes me feel like this is happening right now, and I get to be in the moment, you know, and I get to share this moment with you. That's why I'm like, why I never did lives before, you know, like it's such a strange idea. But now while I'm doing it, I realize like how much I like it. So I feel like you never know before you try. You never know. How would you know if you never tried? For sure. You wouldn't, and that's why I feel like you gotta try as many things as possible just to make sure, you know, more, you know. Yeah, that's awesome. And for me too, and doing art live with you is like life. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, that's really cute. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for coming here. Like, thank you for being here. I really like. It's really tough when you feel like you're speaking into emptiness. You know. It feels stupid. Be like, wow, I'm speaking to emptiness. You know. But then it's really nice when there is someone on the other side to receive my message, to receive the download, to receive the channeling, you know, to receive the inspiration, to receive the thoughts that I've been going through, right? It's always so nice when there is a person on the other side that is listening. So thank you for sharing this moment with me. Thank you for you know, listening. Thank you for these beautiful conversations we are having. I'm really grateful. It feels so nice when you're speaking and someone is listening rather than speaking into emptiness, you know, because that's like another side of like showing up online, you know, feeling that you're speaking into emptiness. You know, it's like another block that I needed to go through, and I really deeply appreciate you being here, sharing this moment with me and receiving my messages. my joy. You are my joy. Okay. So I'm doing right now 3, 4 in a row. Let's try. Let's experiment with dots. All right, as you can see here, I'm working on the row. Can you see that? That looks really cool. Reflection. So let's experiment and let's try. How is this gonna work out? Yes. All right, let's go one by one. So if this works out, I'm gonna buy myself an ice cream. Nice. So far so good. All right, let's keep trying. Let's keep flowing. All right, one worked out. All right, the next one. Another one worked out. I'm halfway done towards my ice cream. Beautiful. Third one is done. The last one. Here we go. Where is it? Boom. 4. So that's nice. It's nice that I can do that. It's nice that it's possible. That will expedite my process, I feel like. So that means I deserve an ice cream. Perfect. I'm just gonna score this big chunk of glass. Perfect. Okay, I'm almost done with this composition. I think we are on the right way towards finishing it. Yes. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm gonna try 5 in a row. The problem with these shapes, they're like super tiny, super small, and so it requires extra attention towards like building it, cutting it, scoring it right. So wish me luck. Let's go. Yes, if I'm gonna do it all, I'm gonna buy myself a Snickers. Let's go. Let's go. Snickers is awaiting. It's like the games I play with myself to motivate myself to do the good job. Is I say, if I do this, I get myself this. I reward myself. You know, it's like a game. And you get to put yourself, determine the price you win when you do the task, a thing. And when you do it really nicely, you reward yourself. I feel like that's like a really neat way of like building a relationship with yourself. Here we go. Let's go. Let's try. Let's see. Okay, it's not too bad. Okay. Okay. Nice. First one is ready. And there are 5. Beautiful. 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 Okay, the third one is ready. And I remind you, the deal was if I do all of them, 5 of them, and score them right, I buy myself Snickers. Beautiful. 4th, last one. If I get it right, I treat myself tonight. Whoa, that was a really good rhyme. If I do it right, I treat myself tonight. Oh man. All right, so the last one kind of broke. Oh man, that means no Snickers. It's okay. I'm still gonna buy myself a sneaker. I'm still gonna treat myself for just showing up. Even if I make mistakes, even if the glass shatters, I'm gonna treat myself just because I showed up today. Yes. Yes. Perfect. And here we go, the third one, the 5th one. We got it. Now, as you can see, the stickers here are, I have 3 more sections to complete. And this composition is gonna be done. I'm almost ready, I'm almost there. So I think we are approaching the finish line. Let's try how much I can do, like, at once. Pouring one single glass. Let's go. All right. Then, okay. Boom. Beautiful. Two. 3, 4, and 5. I'm gonna keep going because we are stretching our limits here today. Stretching and seeing the possibility, what is possible. All right, here we go. 6. All right. All right. Here we go. All right, let me like just put in some battery because the battery is dying on this phone. I don't want it to get disconnected. All right. Here we go. Here we flow. So far so good. Oh wow, you see, sometimes I can just like tap it with my fingers. Beautiful. No, already this one didn't work. That's okay. That's perfectly fine. I'm gonna keep working, keep doing it. All right. Okay. All right. The puzzle is building up. The puzzle is unfolding. How beautiful is that? All right. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. This one came out so beautifully, like line to line. Just follow every edge. Beautiful. I love when the glass like cuts itself. I'm gonna start building the other line. Beautiful. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Here we go. It's already. Wow. This one is already like a little bit problematic. But let's keep going. No. All right. Welcome to my studio. Currently cutting the glass for my piece. This studio is a Q&A studio, so if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat below. Beautiful. Look at this. This perfection. When you score it right, like you can just like separate them with your hands. Boom. You don't even need tools because you scored it right. All right. I think we are working on the last piece. Here's the last piece. And once I complete it, it's done. That means I've completed the whole entire composition, cutting all of the tiles. So this one is the last one. I'm happy you're here. Okay. Let's see how this one turns out. Beautiful. Beautiful. Last piece. Last piece. Okay. All right. Okay. Is this really the last piece, really? No, it looks like I have more pieces. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I have more 3 pieces. So, stay along. I have 3 more pieces. Whoa. Damn. I kind of hurt my finger. That's okay. Hello, welcome to my studio. I'm finishing up working on the artwork. I have 3 last pieces to cut, and this composition is gonna be done. So if you have questions before I end this session, go ahead and leave them in the chat down below. Today's session is this Q&A session, so any questions are welcome. All right. Perfect. Perfect. All right, the last one is a little bit tricky. Let's go. Oh no. Didn't work out. I gotta try it again. One more time. One more chance. All right. Beautiful. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. And now I have 2 more pieces and my composition will be complete. All right. Always, like, before the end of the cutting all of them, I became a little bit impatient. And so I tried to end it quick, but actually this is the moment I gotta treasure. Just like being the moment, because after I'm done with this tiling is gonna be like done. And I wanna treasure this moment of almost completing the project. Yes. Just appreciating the long way I've done to come here. This session lasted 189 minutes. So, it was a long session, but in that long section, I'm completing this artwork. I'm completing this project. And whoa, I had so many good questions today. Such good conversations. And I want to take this moment to appreciate the work that has been done today. Here we go, another one. And I can't find the last piece. Hello, sir. Here you go. 80. The last sticker, the last little piece to complete, and after that it will be done. Here we go. Perfection. Last piece of a puzzle. Last piece of the composition. Boom, boom, boom. Oh. Beautiful. All right. So, let's look at the progress, right? So far. I'm gonna take a moment and like give a little snaps before I show you the work that I did throughout this session. Let me reverse it for you. Here you go. So far I've cut all of the glass. You see the numbering and everything. The next stage would be, you know, grinding the edges, because as you can see the edges are not perfect. So we want to make sure they all like through this grinding process, and once everything is perfect, everything will align perfectly. Beautiful, beautiful collage coming all together into and here's the completed version of it. I'm gonna be building it brick by brick. And so the third one is done. In my next session, I'm gonna grind this here, but I wanna take a break. But before that, yes, I think I'm gonna come back again today and keep going grinding it. So if you're interested, come back to my lives. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing this moment with you. And see you in my next life. Bye. By the way, before I go, I want to make sure to go check out my link down below. This is where you can sign up for the early access list. Before this piece is gonna be available for sale, you can sign up for the early access list, and you can be the first one to have access to buy this work. This piece is going to be exhibited at the St. George Museum of Art this fall. So if you are here in USA, in St. George, in Utah, make sure to come by and see this artwork live. All right, I love you. Thank you for your presence, and see you in my next life. Bye.